Now we could be heard. So again, shout out to Nips. If it wasn't for Nips, I cannot believe. So that's on me again. The funny part is, we might as well run it back. This is us, the manuscript.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're catching y'all on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. So what's actually good is we were on talking. I should have at least been playing beats in the background. That would have at least supported the first few minutes. Now, for some context, we've already been on for at least 25 minutes. So.
It was just 25 minutes? Oh, that's good.
You thought we were talking for hours?
I thought we were like 40 minutes. I was like, man.
No.
Nah,
we did talk about. Yeah.
We don't really. That's it. All that
Right.
other stuff wasn't really on topic anyway, so that was like pre-show talk. You know what I'm saying? That's pre-show talk.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Amen.
B-roll. Unfortunately. I say it like that. I'm like, man, because it would have been nice.
Space on my computer,
no,
so
it would have been nice to at least
it.
be able to record it. And so now even when I run back the recording of it, it's gonna suck because I'm not even gonna have no sound period, so we can't use that B-roll in any way, because that's everything we talked about is mute.
This is just
we were
right now. It literally just seizes
in the moment. Okay, so now what we do?
We was like, hey, shout out to us, ROB HEGAN, ALBYBEATZ. We in studio. Y'all saw that?
Yes.
Y'all saw that? We in studio. It's different. It's different. Doing it together, right?
Yeah,
it feels good, man.
We're gonna get a better setup, and still working everything, because one thing we were reflecting on when we initially started is just how being grateful for the moment, just even trying something, and how just challenging it is at times, but we keep pushing forward even with like producing it. We were already delayed, and thankfully we found a way to press play, found a way to just continue it going. And funny enough, we started late, and then we realized we were going off for almost a half hour with no sound. So if someone did tune in, unfortunately they probably left right away once they realized what is they doing.
What are they saying? Is my headphones is messed up. I apologize for messing with y'all. We did not mean to. We did not mean to mess with y'all, man. We did not mean to.
Yeah. Oh God.
It wasn't on purpose.
I can't even imagine.
It's not you. It's me.
I wouldn't even be mad, man. If I hop into a stream and it's silent and I just hear.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because we're laughing.
That's what I was about to Felix. He said, I gotta call him. The audience is reacting, and I'm just so curious. What's going on?
What's going on here? Yeah. So.
What are y'all talking about?
So unfortunately that happened.
That, man. So does this challenge your manhood? Does this? How do we feel? How do we feel right now?
It makes me feel like a bit. No, man.
Nah, man. Nah, man.
Honestly,
this is what I'm saying. Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we did leave off at a good. Speaking of that, it's funny that you threw it back to that, because it was about we've had a good conversation, man. We ran back you asked me if I heard the diss now between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, so we gave our thoughts on that. We thought about how they talked a little bit about like the manhood challenges specifically, like how does it look, and then we just got into other topics like about my name and how we feel about our names, and have we ever felt our manhood was challenged because of our names. So yeah, we were having all that conversation within 25 minutes.
Good stuff, man.
Within 25 minutes,
man.
and the fact that I remember is even more impressive.
Love.
In the midst of all the freaking technological challenges that we are having. But we keep going. I got the lights going, got the background, got the 80th logo.
All about the memories.
Yeah, man, all about the memories. and for most importantly, we're keeping this going. So, I guess the main topic, we were starting with our usual, like, hey, any new, the 3 Ps. We also just really ran through our usually what new music or stuff or news stood out to us. Getting back to the overall topic, right, and getting back to like thinking about our hypersexualization, and how that's been affecting us and how we see it affecting other men. Did something come up for you recently that kind of challenged you in any way, or challenged you in trying to unlearn negative ideas of your own sexualization, how you've been sexualized to act as a man, how you've been. Yeah.
I feel successful, bro. To be honest, I've been challenging myself with that. You know, it's not to say that the challenges don't arise that I'm not in control of, right? Like, you know, but I think when you, at the end of the day, duality, you know what I'm saying, is to say, but then you do have the moment to take control. You know what I'm saying? It's both end, and you have free will. And I've been able to stay aware. Maybe, I don't know, the time away was really nice, you know what I'm saying, to see a different kind of, it was very, a lot of open space, you know, clarity, time, you know, so stuff like that, to see what fills your cup, as opposed to feeling like you're always the server to fill the cup. You know, you got to show up and fill the cup. And used to going and taking orders back and forth. It was, I just like you know, just kind of let the ball roll to see how, you know, how I went down the path. That's how I would say. So I've been really feeling successful in challenging myself and not, I had to break it down to 2 words, right? And if joy is a fruit of the spirit that gives life, I started thinking about how, you know, the enemy's cunning, right? The ops is cunning when they try to, you know what I'm saying, get you to think a little something is good for you. So what could be the synonym for that is pertaining to like fleshly desires, that is something I'm not trying to go for? And it was just pleasure. When you think about it, you know what I mean? That there's a lot of pleasure, you know, and it's funny that that's another P word, right? And it's like, when you think about, you know, the procreator and becoming a pleasure seeker, how that can coincide with your purpose and what the value of what that really has is not pleasure that you should be like. Pleasure is like temporary, you know. You're going to find pleasure in your joy. Find something that you're joyful to do. Don't go and rush off to pleasure, you know. That's just the conversation that I have within myself to get myself by those moments, man. And it's been helpful, yo. The temptation's there, but it's then, I don't know, it's too conscious of when you've made enough. You've what I love about this life, I feel like, you know, if you get to live past here, that's what's so sad about kids dying young. And like I asked you, because I wouldn't want your students to go to the protest, like, you know what I'm saying, if they're college students, then yeah. But high school, like, you know what I'm saying, inform yourself, but don't go and run into a problem where it's like you really are just a minor, you know what I mean? You should inform yourself and then get to there. Like, it's like a growing process. Right? You don't want children out in a protest. It's not safe. You know, I just don't feel that is I feel like it's a trap for us as maybe even just people. But as a man, I can only speak on that. That was not it. You know what I'm saying? Things like this that bring me joy, I don't, for 1 second, like if I'm spending my time doing this, recording this, studying topics, finding things for this, for the people, like editing it, like that brings me joy. And that filled me, and it just came. We've been talking about it for so long. But it came at a time where this situation occurred, and there's no coincidence to me, you know. We've had this for so long, but didn't do this, right? And in these moments when we were here, I was a pleasure seeker. You know what I'm saying? Like I was living too fast. You know, I had to live fast. So, you know, love, man. The journey, it is what it is. You know, take your time. I say take your time. It makes you rush, and my best advice to that is take your time. As a man, I wonder, how do you feel like you could take your time? I mean, is that a thing I don't think that's married to a gender.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no.
Have you felt
I don't think that's just, I think we experience it differently though, probably, I would guess, but I don't think the struggle of trying to take our time with things is
don't rush.
Yeah, I
don't be complacent.
Right, but I think I think that's a universal message. I think a lot of us feel pressure by, you know. I think we just experience it in different ways and have different pressures.
When you look at your timeline, do you think it's moving too fast or too slow?
Well, you know what I did think about the other day, that so I was listening to this track actually by it was DMX with Griselda.
Oh.
And this was before he passed. Rest in peace with DMX. And he said a line at the end. He said, "I made it to 50." He was like, "I made it to 50," and then he said something. Damn, I'll go back to it. I'll remind you even if after this. But said I made it to 50, and I'm like, damn, he's right, because, you know, statistically speaking, from where we're from, and then just even like, just even our own life experiences, man, things really could have gone a different way. So even making it to my age is like, I guess I do complain that time is going too fast, but then it's like it's a blessing, bro, because I'm still alive, you know.
Amen.
And we know that that's even challenging for a lot of other of our peers and community members, you know. So I did reflect on that recently. I think that was yesterday actually when I heard the song. I was on my way to food shopping, and I heard that line. I'm like, damn. So I walked into the supermarket like, yo, thinking about that line. He's like, yo, he really saying it to me. I'm like, yo, that's true, man. Here I am, and I just started reflecting on like, damn. Here I am sometimes complaining about things, and it's like, dogs, you're alive, bro, and either, you know, appreciate and be grateful for, you know, doing your part and being here, or you're just gonna keep talking about shit, you know, talking about how you're not doing this, how you're not doing that, how, you know, it's like, bro, you even made it to this age, man, and it's a blessing. So let me not spend it beating myself up for the stuff that I'm not doing or doing.
Amen, bro. I think about how good it is to always get some new. Every day you wake up, you get some new information. You get a new experience. Even this right here, like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So that was one for me, yeah, man. So going back to the time though, I think, and thinking of that though, because I thought you were going to go towards like when it comes to pleasure.
We're going everywhere, bro.
Yeah, no. But even sticking to that, like as far as pleasure, because your advice is as far as like take your time. But then you went to asking like, is that even the thing?
Right. Well, I was trying to get a little segue. Segue, is that what they call it? I was gonna segue into basically, what do you feel? When you asked me, what is there anything I've been, you know what I'm saying, struggling with? Yeah. So I was saying, what do you feel you've been, you know, struggling with yourself? If it's even that, if not anything, you know what I mean? Was that the question? Remind me. What was it?
Yeah. What you feel like you were challenged by? Like any other topics you talked about, especially like,
the provider thing is, you know what I'm saying, is a constant thing that I'm never gonna, I don't know what man out here is gonna ever, like, how many men, it would be nice, all men around the world, let's take a poll and see how many men are actually content with where they're at as the provider financially for their family. You know what I'm saying? Even maybe for themselves. You know what I mean, let's take a poll and see, like, are you, like, is that the right word?
We could probably
say, are you content? Because you know, it gets tricky with the words and be like, content. I wouldn't say content. You know what I'm saying?
Like satisfied, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
Satisfied goes with the pleasure.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
Nice.
If I look at, I'm pretty sure we could find a survey similar to that though. We could probably do it afterwards, but that would be interesting. I'm pretty sure we could find a survey
for sure.
But that would be still interesting to expand upon. Yeah. What do you? If you had to throw out a number, what would you? Would you say 50% of men feel like they're handling their business? Would you say 60, 70?
It's hard to tell, to be honest, bro. Would they be truth? Would they be honest? Oh, like, it's so many things come into play with manhood. No, because check it out. When ego comes into play, you see, ego. But still,
you still think they will be?
Ego is it's not even about us at that point, right? It depends if they're talking. If they're gonna be honest, it's because they're good. But then if they're not gonna be honest, it's because, like, it's just like they could care about what you think or care about what they think. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, in manhood, it's like almost both. Like, you gotta get over like that whole shit. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like,
because I would think it's like a low number.
I'm going like 36.
We'll go to a low number, man.
36%. I think all of them are gonna say that they're not content. That is not, because ego's gonna
say they're not content.
Egos gonna want them to say yes.
Yeah, they are content, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I provide for mine. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What you mean? Like, and you know, I don't got it like I got it now, but you know what I'm saying? I'm working on something better. Like, I'm gonna get something better. And it's like, I mean, it's never that's not true. It's just, let's like calm down and stop acting like it's all just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, glory to God. Like, let's just give a little bit off those shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You sound stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really do. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever see the time to spend with your family? Like, I see that work was always taking me away from certain things like that. Like, you know what I mean? It should have been clear to me before, where it was becoming like just a holiday thing with my family, when it's like, wouldn't it be nice to, after work, instead of going straight home, maybe you go and you stop, since you're so close and they're still alive, or even give a call to a family member. Yeah. You know? I'm trying to get better at that. I didn't get raised like that, so it would be like I'm the one trying to make that a thing. You know, like, you know, there's some, I love, shout out to your family. It's a beautiful thing that seems like they all kind of put in their equal work wherever they can, you know?
Yeah, not perfect for sure, but I think we're trying to get it better, and I think our family is trying. Yeah.
Everybody taking a swing at whatever
trying.
it is, whatever it
trying.
is that's trying to keep it.
We got family group chats and stuff like that.
Shout out to the
they're
group
not usually
chats.
active. I think if they're not usually active.
By the way, I'm available for group chats again, y'all. I'm back on the grid.
Yeah.
I'm back on the grid. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I even know what a group chat feel like no more. That's funny, yo. What do you chat about in group chats? Anything, right? With your family. What is it? What are those group chats like with your family? Like,
well, they're not
everything.
Not much, but it might be about news, stuff that's going on, or it might be random stuff, but it's usually pretty quiet for the most part. But my other group chats are active depending on what's going on in people's lives, and might just be random. People do art. I think some or all of us.
Do they share their art?
Or if we're just vulnerable, so I think folks have been vulnerable and asked questions to really get opinions from the other family members.
Love.
And then there's jokes, of course. So, but I think for how the hell we even landed to the group chat?
We talking about connecting. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I know we're definitely talking about the provider.
Right.
So going back to that and just talking about what that is and being challenged by that. Yeah, I think a low percentage of men are in this, and globally are content and would say that they feel like they fully provide for their families.
36%?
I might even go 25.
25.
Well, what I'm thinking about is that just the way it even works right now. I mean,
I'll meet you at 28. 28 to 36.
Let's say 30.
28 to 30. This is a man shit. It became like a bet. Like, I'll meet you at 30. All right, meet you at 30. All right, shake on it. It's a deal. It's a deal. Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, man, look at this, bro. I haven't even gotten into this book, but I was so happy that on my trip these are the two that you already know that I'm reading. Devin Franklin, shout out Truth About Men, and then The Deliverance. I had seen this one. It's so nice that I could show you in person. And somebody took notes, if you see that. I love that. Just to also read it and see how they were digesting it as well. Another whole human being, just seeing an opinion on there. That was the internet before the internet, the book, and then they put on their commentary, and you didn't have to hear anybody. Is that for you?
Certain books I still do that. No, I still do that now. Certain books. I mean, certain books I want to preserve, so I don't write them up. But
I feel it. I feel it.
Because then
I'm never writing in my Bible. Is that like a thing?
Well, I mean,
do people write in their Bibles?
Yeah, you can.
Wow, I never thought about that.
I don't see why not. Or highlight certain.
I write on a different piece of paper and then put it in there. Like that person did sticky notes.
No, they also highlighted stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Circled stuff and they took notes on the book. But I'm pretty sure. I think why I do it is because I'm if I pick up the book again, I could also skim through it. If I already highlighted important pieces, like this person already did right here. Look, they highlighted this. What your parent does and says will no longer have the power to control your health and well-being. So, they highlighted that. So
in reference to what? What was that? That's all they highlighted? That sounds like that. And it won't have the power to what? Because of what? What did it say before that? Can you read the last?
If you conscientiously work through your resentment, learn to express love and constructive anger, and diffuse the guilt and intimidation with your difficult parent, what your parent does and says will no longer have the power to control your health and well-being. So, I mean, they highlighted other stuff in here too. So, that's why I like writing in books, because then it's if I also want to read it, I could also skim. Yeah, just review.
I feel you.
Important parts stick out again.
Who's that from? I don't even.
I don't know. This is their name. Harold Bloomingfield.
Harold. Yeah. Hey, shout out to your cousin Harold.
Leonard, PhD. So I guess he's. That's what I was trying to read. I guess he's. Is he? I'm assuming he has to be some sort of psychologist.
Right? Doctor, right? That's what it said.
Or the doctor who helped him write it. Oh no, he's a doctor too. He's MD, right? MD is a doctor.
Yes. Tough.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of things in here to take away from.
I mean, I feel like it's right on topic. Talking about providing for your family, man. We're both, two men in our early 30s, just no child. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of not your common thing, apparently. You know what I mean? I don't know. Have you ever been spoken to about your unicorn?
Well, I mean, it's so, like that. I'm a unicorn.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, you're so rare. Like, wow, like
Nah, not rare, not rare.
In terms of that
I've
sense,
heard that in a while. No.
about like you not having a child, man.
Oh, about me not having a child.
Yeah, like to have a family to provide for, like you know what I mean, like.
I guess culturally, yeah, in a way, I'm looked at as thing, but I don't know that if I've spoken to people that are more, I guess, Americanized, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I get it from them. Mm-hmm. I think people who live outside of America, namely like Dominicans, I know they're asking. I constantly get asked there. Which I then assume I'm getting judged.
Does it feel good? Like I feel like it could be.
But I don't know that like my American
both ends
that I met kind of look at me funny.
Love.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they accept it because also I've noticed that here seems like couples and people do have children a lot older. 37, right. 38, 40s.
I just get sad too though when I think about that these. Why have it early when the people I know who had it early have unfortunately not been able to.
They struggled.
Right. No, but not even. Of course, it's all going to be a struggle. Right. But to me, what is the saddest part is to say that the union was lost. You know what I mean? Like that they have become a separate living family household. You know what I mean? So that right there is like already showing you the distance being created between the love that once was, which is why I don't allow my myself to. I really want to get to know somebody away from this flesh more, like this kind of like this is why it makes a perfect sense that I'm here now to have these conversations for me, and understanding that to live more transparently and just not abide by these things where I could actually be more aware of my mind taking over my thoughts to my flesh changing, because now I'm being more self-conscious instead of just conscious. It makes a lot of sense. You got to break through those molds, bro. If it's not working for you, you know what I mean? Like it's the clearness is to say your happiness matters. Right. If you're not happy, then you have to do something different.
But are you thinking that then age does have something to do with why unions don't last? Because I imagine I could have a child with somebody right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm kind of happy that. I think that. I think there's a better chance. Because if you with respect to having a child, it's like, I feel that I've been able to do a lot of work on myself, right. and like, because I didn't have a whole other human to worry about and protect. Right. When it's like you have to deal with protect, it's gonna happen on God. It's beautiful. Like that's a beautiful gift to have right there. However, it is different when you can figure that out and have that time before you get challenged by what they're also a whole spirit that's going to have a whole challenge with, now you got your challenges, now they got their challenges, and you're there for them, but who's there for you, or you there for you, all that is like, why is my partner there for me, wow, what's going on, now you're going for all this, like, that's just, it's clear as day to me that I would not have been here, like, I was not destined to have a family early, you know what I mean, because I wasn't even gonna what
it definitely is. I definitely could imagine it's definitely gonna, like you said, it's just an extra
and so that to me is that is a badge of honor when you are you doing your thing, and you're still in your child's life. It's no just keep trying. You know what I'm saying? It's for those who respect to them, like,
and for those who are not should work towards getting no matter what.
Respect, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that connection is important.
100%.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that if folks, it could be likely that folks stay together at an later,
Also, you're gonna be more experienced in your financial journey and what we were talking about off.
Because we're all struggling, bro. Listen, man. What's different now? It's like, look, I will say, I'll be honest. And we can't even. I think you might agree with this. If let's say you and I worked on music earlier on. Let's say we had a hit record, and that hit record, we do have hit records. Well, if it hit,
yeah,
commercially,
if it actually hit, if it hit something, No, it's a gun, but you know what I'm saying? Does it shoot? You got some bullets in there? Do you know how to aim that thing? Does it actually hit a target? Yeah. I feel you if you're saying where you work younger, if we had that.
I think it would have been easier for us to have children, bro.
I mean, yes, but I mean, what do you? I think I understand what you're saying here, buddy. It's a conversation of pleasure, of joy, right? That kind of, I would have my pleasure and then have that child.
Listen.
But now I would have struggled to find myself in joy a lot more, and a lot more regrets.
Some parents,
you know, I'm so grateful I didn't have as many regrets.
But I don't.
It could be. I don't want to be a pessimist.
But I don't think
you know, God is greater than all that shit. But you know what I'm saying?
I think you would have learned to be grateful to have a child, and then I don't think you would have ever looked at anything.
I feel that. I thank you for that.
Even if you would have struggled,
my priorities were fucked up, bro. And I'm one of the good guys. I like to consider myself. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do no terror. I didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hurt anyone else. It's more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, you done, bro. It's a blessing, and you just dead ass keep fucking this up because you're a pleasure seeker.
Well, I mean,
you know,
to some degree, though, Rob. I mean, there's studies that say that kids are a big motivating change for men.
Yeah. But look, so now if you're young, though, if you don't got your financial status, the other statistic we saw was like 53% of marriages fail because of financial reasons. Something like that, 48, 53. We agree on.
Well,
we agree on 50.
Well, that I mean that's.
So it's like how can you have your shit together at 21 in comparison to 35?
But that's hey man, some people are privileged, you know, and some people just do men and figure it out.
Hey man, you know? love.
People have done and figured it out. I do agree though. It's in hindsight, obviously now that we're able to do that, it's like okay, well, I was not ready to thankfully because we could have, you know. Things go a different way, but
I wouldn't have this microphone. This would have been my stroller. This would have been a stroller, bro. That would have been a stroller, bro.
No, but I would have been a grown ass kid, bro, going to school. Would have been in bed right now.
I was saying when I got this, this is about like 5 years old. About like, I don't know. I think I had this for a while, bro. You know about this mic.
Yeah, so like
shout out.
Washington Heights.
You know what I'm saying? It's the chaotic ball that went ahead and made it sound all different.
Yeah, so families, huh? Love. So you asked me first.
Connect, right?
You asked me first, yeah. You asked me first about like this the pressure that I get to you. I'm assuming you've got that pressure from folks who look at you and your age, how you look, why you don't have kids right now.
The unicorn thing was real for me, bro. I get that kind of thing where it's like, wow, that's so like it's like so rare, and I was just like, it's kind of whack. I don't like that kind of attention because to me it's like I realized that.
Is it rare though?
Yeah, to not have a child at this age, like, you know what I'm saying?
At this day and age?
Well,
maybe in 1975 it was rare, but this day and age, bro? I mean, I think
I'm talking about us, bro. You talking about this day and age. Like, you talking about the kids that are having 16 now. Like, yeah, I know they want to have no babies. But the short is be real, bro.
But how many of our contemporaries have kids?
Huh?
How many of our friends that we know have kids though?
Bro, you go for a number because my number's high. All my friends pretty much have kids. All my friends have kids.
No, just male friends. Male friends.
All my friends have kids. All my friends.
Well,
yeah, my friends have kids, man. My friend, come on, even Sebastian. Shout out to your little baby. Freddie got a patch. Shout out to Freddie. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm naming people too that you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
A married guy, shout out. Let's get it. Like,
I don't know, man.
Christina. You know
no, but like you're naming women now. I'm saying male friends.
Oh, excuse me. I forgot you just
man. Yeah. So I'm saying,
One got family. Jose. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Well, no, you don't have to name them. Just think about it. That's what
I'm giving y'all love, man.
Yeah, but think. If you count the numbers, it's like it's not that much. You're saying high, but I don't think it's high.
But I'm talking about just even one kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like one kid. You don't know nobody like that? Stop it.
No, I do know them, but I think the number's still skewed towards people who don't have kids.
What's the age that you think it begins that they do?
No, that seems to be random.
Oh, okay.
I think what I'm saying is I don't know that because again I don't think the pressure.
Like by now, people would just think you even have one. Somebody in the oven.
I mean, most of the people I know in music don't have kids.
What you mean? Like our age?
Our age? Yeah.
Man, that's a good. We should check that out.
The men.
But you know what? Maybe we're not even hearing about them.
Nah,
that's another kind of story. You're right. Then I'm gonna think of Usher. Usher don't got a kid. Usher got
no. I'm talking about that we know, bro. Close to us. That's what I'm saying. Because that's how I measure. Because I can't compare Usher. Usher got money to have kids, and he probably don't.
And let you know about it type shit. That's what I'm saying.
But you know, I know money has nothing to do with it, but it did. Whatever. Nah, man. I'm really thinking about it in my head. That's good concept. But it's not. It's still it. It's definitely changed from probably what our dads grew up with. Because I think all of my dad's male friends had kids at his age. Like, literally all of them.
JD got a kid.
But I can't say all my male friends right now at this age or inching towards this age has kids.
Interesting.
Not all of them. A good chunk still.
You would just think, so I mean, fine then, but not to say win or lose, but I would say even if it became, you're saying like it would be like 35 to 65% difference, or like, you know what I'm saying? You're saying it would be like that.
Yeah, but
I understand. But to me, it's still But again, right? Who do you center yourself with? I guess that's maybe the difference.
60-40.
I meet you there. That's even higher.
I mean, we don't have kids and we're raising. You know
I'm saying like it's you know.
I'll start bringing in my brother and all, you know.
Nah, but our age would be trips. You know what I'm saying? And God bless. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's our age at this point. By little, I mean, what's 30? We're talking 30s, right?
Yeah.
Hennessy.
Right.
You know. But it's still definitely.
Man, that's crazy. That means I'm about to have a family. I'm surrounding myself with homies with babies.
That
families around
I
me.
do think that has something to do with it. I just also think it's culturally, bro. Culturally, people who are pressured to have children. I still think we get pressured for certain family.
Now let's be honest though too. If people were having sex like the actual way instead of having all this protection to not have a baby, they'd have babies. You understand? Now we're talking about all the pressure on women to make it that y'all not gonna put a kid into this world. Yeah, because you got the plan B, and then they got they're gonna have the what do you call it?
But remember, some people can have
birth control.
Some people also can have which was already a messed up thing because I think men should have better options of birth control stuff instead of condoms. But we don't. Because
I'm saying let's like now right there we talking about something that respectfully it'd be nice if we had a lady viewer that would like to even like talk to us about like I mean they don't got shit personally, but that's a more of a woman thing to talk about like they would have the statistic for sure of like, well, listen, if I didn't go ahead and do that, then you sure as will be. I could just hear the woman saying, well, she had to go through all of that to not make a baby because it's not like the man ain't here having sex at that young age and they just not getting pregnant. Are they wearing condoms? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, some people can have kids
I think
and they
to myself
find out
how many women are you know what I'm saying, having to take the they have to go through that. You know, the woman that has to go through the burden of getting an abortion or something like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you seeking pleasure, you're gonna lose control.
But what do you mean actual sex though? You meant
saying having a child. I say they don't have a child at that point because let's be honest, the women ain't bringing the child in. The woman's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? You and the woman are probably not like, are y'all ready to have a child? It's up to the woman ultimately. It's not like y'all not having unprotected sex. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Let's be honest as men. You know what I mean? We're not prioritizing our family correctly. When you think about what you're doing out here to have sex is to have a family, but think that now the woman has to go through all of that to make it not happen. What does that feel like for a woman that every time y'all have sex and you know what I'm saying, you're going to bust inside her and you're not taking care of yourself, like that moment she has to go through making sure that y'all not having a family because you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? But her body clearly acting like her body is. So every time she got to do that, I try to remind myself of that perspective.
But I think
that's also I don't want my woman to have some sort of guilt on that. Like you never know where that could go. Like that's so it's insensitive to not even think about before you make the family. It's already being in the woman to think because she gonna carry it. You know what I mean? So as a man, we could. That's something I would challenge men to do something like that.
Who? I mean,
that's why I'm at, bro. I'm telling you, I put that. That's.
Are you saying then? I mean, it's tough because then. Not tough. I think.
I'll tell you, I'm having sex.
The tough part is
about it.
Is in terms of you brought up something that I don't think a lot of even because we don't have this. I don't.
No.
Nobody. nobody warned me about
Nobody
like,
gave me
yo,
this.
unless you're
Except God,
ready to
except
have a
God.
baby. I mean, I definitely heard that being brought up, like, hey man, don't be ready to have a, you know, if you're not ready to do this, then have a kid, then be careful how you're having sex, protect yourself. Exactly. So even as a man, like, no, you make sure you protect yourself. Like, even if she says don't put on a condom, like, you put on a condom, because if you're not ready to have a kid, like, you know. So I did have conversations with people who put it on me, not men though. But that would put it on me to make sure that I understand that role. But you know, not taking it, continue to take it further, I think, and having that conversation, right? Like, because we're talking about having a potential family here, you know, and also bringing another human, which changes a lot, and it's a life changer for a community, not just for an individual, because it's a community, right? That mother has a family too, and so that baby coming out of that mother is gonna also affect that family. So yeah, man, I think that's a good point to make to anyone ever listening to this. I think as men, we do have to consider how we're engaging with women, having sex. I mean, I guess I am of the mindset though that's like, yeah, however you want to have sex, I can't, you know, go ahead.
Oh no,
as long as it's
that's why we send the
as long as
episodes.
as long as it's consensual, always make sure it is, and you know, and as long as you're protecting yourself as best as possible from for healthy reasons, and also for your partners that you are choosing to have sex with.
Honest, open, and transparent. Yeah, that shit is hot.
That's just hot. And keep your, you know, make sure you keep yourself clean, good hygiene, which we'll probably have to do an episode or a show later to get into the topic of hygiene, man. I think it's a big one, for men especially.
We can have a demonstration. I'm fine with nudity. Yeah, man. I'm not fine with nudity.
What?
I don't want any.
I said, no, I'm good.
I
We
don't
have to
want
go.
any acting opportunities like that. I'm just playing.
We don't have to
go. Emails. I was just playing.
I said we could start with easy grooming, like nail cutting first. You know
Right.
Yeah,
you know that actually is very true. It was like when I had a woman like teach me about like when I was cutting my nails, it was boxy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there's a nice, get that round.
Yeah.
It's probably, man, and not to go too low. A woman taught me not to go too low, man. Shout out to you ladies, man.
Yeah, and again, and it's also, listen, the more you take care of yourself, hygiene, the better the intimacy you'll end up having, and the better
I jacked up my cuticles, man.
Yeah,
I jacked them up.
Yeah,
I tried.
Well, make sure you look. Got us looking at our nails right now, like, how we doing so far?
All right, they said, you ever heard that, right? As a man, right? Look at your nails like this, not like this.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was like, sheesh.
Cause that's. Oh no,
it's kind of true. I never do it like that. I need it really close, man. What's wrong with y'all? Like, why am I put my
wait? Why would I?
Yeah, why put my glasses on to then do this? Like, I'm good. But you think about it, it's because women will have nails and they want it like long nails, like, so you do look at it like that. Funny as shit. Right, too far. Right. Why did I do that? That is different.
Oh man.
I pray all of y'all just get to like have moments where y'all talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying, about events that come to you in your personal life. You know what I mean? Like, share like the experience that you're having out here with somebody. Whether don't judge who it is either, because you know, it'll be God in disguise, man. You never know who it is. Man, let me tell you something. On my way over here, there was a woman who like, she was like a chef. She was a little twisted, and she was with one of her homies. Like, probably around our age. She was twisted, and her homies like telling her like, chill, because like she was so funny, bro. It was so good. Like, oh, I'm on this 2 train. I'm like, New York's. I'm smiling while everybody's looking like they're just trying to like
ignore her. You know, you New York.
And I was there like,
the girl having fun.
Yeah. and she had been like kind of like got mad at some guy like for some reason, so she just kept looking at him like this, and her homie was like, yo, stop, I see you bothering him, like, stop you. And then at some point he kept trying to get a chair, and he's like, you're not a good friend. And she's like, I'm not a good friend. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not a good friend. And he's like, yo, chill, stop. I'm not a good friend. And he's like, and then at some point she kept like getting a little physical with him. He was like, just stop touching me. Stop touching me. And you know what she does? She goes and gets on the pole and starts going around him, bro. And then he's like, she's like, what? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. That shit was mad funny. Mad funny, man.
Oh, New York.
Funny. New York. She drops her chef hat. I pick it up for her. And she looks at me. She's like, thank you. And I was like, no problem, love. No problem. I went like that. And she had her eyes closed for so long that, you know what I'm saying, trying to get back to me, that I was just like been there waiting for a little bit. And I was like about to bring my hand together, but I just went like this. And then, like, you know, I was like adjust for a little bit, because then she came. It was so interesting, bro, to have a reaction with her. She's like, she taps me and she's like, you got to do it. You got to do it, man. Ain't got much time. And I was like, you leaving? And then and then they go out. But bro, for a second I'm like, God, like what are you saying? Wait, what was that? What the fuck? What she said to me? Like what? Like you gotta do it. You gotta do it. We ain't got much time. And I was like, at first I did not take it like that, and I had to make a joke. You gotta go. And it just so happened because they were like moved. They looked like she was standing close to me, dropped it right there. It made sense to me.
Wow.
But to hear that, it was so weird.
You know, yeah.
It was
how they say
there's
constant signs that we get in life, man. I think
I was just so nice, and it gave me just so much reassurance of like, just stay open, like, you know what I'm saying. Look, you come into a place and already the mentality wants to stay closed because you want to protect yourself, you know. But already, if I'm aware of that, then I'm already protected, because awareness is the key for me when I say. So then it's like I'm good, you know. And so I never felt threatened by her. And I wasn't aware of her because I was threatened. I wasn't alerted by her. I was just aware of her. So there's a difference if you're like alert and then you're not aware. You know what I mean? But as opposed to just being present in your space. And I already knew. Like, I'm like, why are they so? People look so stiff, man. Like, she's disturbing their peace. But why aren't they saying anything? Like,
I mean, what are you supposed to say?
Bro, you had to have been there. She was very physical with everybody and getting in their face. She got in my face technically. So if I wasn't in a good mood, I can understand why it would be hard to be gentle. Because like I said, I even struggle with that. If you twisted, you a little rough. You're a little rough. You know, if it blurred, you know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
So I would understand. Bro, the first interaction though, I had stepped back and she was there and she said, relax. I just looked at her and smiled. Because I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you could have,
It's like, nah, I'm like, inside it was like saying, I'm relaxed. So I'm just looking at her like,
what? Okay.
Smiling like, she's amusing. It's amusing. Like, I'm relaxed, you know? And I just knew to keep that energy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it helped that, you know, I had something on me. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came prepared. You know what I mean? But, you know, I never felt threatened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, man.
I was writing rhymes, bro. I was writing rhymes in my bag. I was chilling, standing. I'm like, nah, man.
I feel that. Listen, hey, you remember where you came from? Where you came?
Oh, for sure. I'm home.
Damn, that's fascinating though. In terms of like, you know, sometimes how the universe can work in that way to send us messages and
it collides.
And you know, I think it's important that we do heed to those messages that sometimes we do get from the universe, because I do believe the universe and Earth has a way of speaking to us.
Love.
And, you know, and yeah, we could take it as motivation to do things and push forward. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And also the fact that it didn't get even more awkward, because she was already doing too much then.
She was.
Oh man, the train, dogs. I do not miss the trains, but
I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm probably should wrap up soon because
love.
The timing, man.
What time is it?
This is great. 10:36.
Oh, it's late.
Yeah, we started late, but this is good, man. I think, unfortunately, you know, a good half hour of this was cut off.
Love.
But we at least got an hour of it worth. And we made it happen, man. So I think
it only got sharper.
It only got sharper.
That's nice.
And you know, I think definitely, you know, what we considered. I mean, maybe even going on more. You know, because obviously I think the more we get on, the more we'll get sharper, and just go from there. So
there's something happening every day. Yeah, every day out here. Every day, like you said, those protests are not just one day. It's not just like one day on Monday.
It's been a couple days.
Every day, and they're on round the clock. And I've been to some of them. I'm not ashamed to say I haven't been to any of these because I've been gone for a month, like 2 months. You know what I mean?
And again,
but I love that you bring it up because I do. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be a problem to spend my time there, at least to understand what you know what I'm saying the energy is like. Because that's one thing that I was able to decipher when I was there and I was around the people. And even sometimes you gotta even check your own people, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta check your people, bro. And your protest, one person could fuck it all up. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but one person could mess it all up. So, you know, don't be afraid to make sure that during these times, y'all not forgetting the message and pushing out with the message and the cohesive energy. Because, like you were saying, like it's beautiful to them. Don't forget yourselves. You know, it's beautiful to say that one of the things that you understood was that they were very organized. You know, that's the word you used, correct?
Organized,
you
for
know?
sure.
So with organization, you have to be disciplined. And that right there is one of the tactics that some of our greats use. So love to y'all out there, putting y'all lives out there. Just, you know what I'm saying, make the energy, the enemy's going to bring an energy that is the opposite. So whenever you find yourself reflecting and seeing the other side looking like a mirror with the same energy, that's how you know that you forgetting who you're fighting for, you know, and stay together. Because that's the thing that happened for since George Floyd, man. Breonna Taylor, you know what I'm saying? There's some good ones and there's a lot of bad ones. And now as I understand, like I come from that too, where it's like the system is going to try to make you go ahead for perfection. But, you know, again, I was watching that Amanda Sears and the Club Shay Shay thing, and he was, one of the things that him as a man kept saying that I was trying to understand, like, it's just you being insensitive. I hear what you're saying. I don't know if you caught that thing.
I caught clips of it. I didn't see the whole interview.
One thing that I saw the whole thing. I got 30 minutes left because it's 3 hours, man. It's amazing. We over here doing 45 an hour and 20, and I was like, 3 hours is what we doing out here? Wow, but wow. I definitely had to catch it in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hour. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Because this was jam-packed with information. There's no knock. It's a lot. It's amazing, though. One of the things I'm trying to say that he kept doing was that he was saying when you know the rules of the game, then what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Then you should know how to move. You know what I'm saying? You know what not to do. And he said, but Amanda was rebuttaling with the fact that, yes, okay, yes, I hear you. But even so, that kind of sucks, does it not? You understand? You know the rules of the game. Now you got to change because it's not working for you. This is how the game goes. You got to fit in. Like, how many stories did we get that? How many times did we get that story? So then we started off with my name is my name, you know? But it will be like, you know, do this dance for me and call yourself, you know, Elvis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's your name now. Yeah, it makes us feel good. You know? It's interesting. Okay. Like,
so they were getting into, I know they were getting into like,
well, that was kind of what the energy that I was feeling, right? Like, he kept invalidating her experience to try to get her to a place that it's not about that, like, she's not at that place. It's just
be complacent in a way.
It's well, if she's speaking about her experience, and it's an experience because it's of a past, so don't treat her like it's not a lesson learned. Like, you have to mansplain what happened to her and invalidate her story and her experience. She's telling you what happened there and what that was, and now you're over here thinking that you gotta get me to somewhere, right? But I'm right here. I'm good right here, Shay. Right? We're talking about my experience. Stay in your seat, cause now you know what I'm saying. Now you leaning like, you believe it was racist. You don't believe it was because you was a kid and you should just have known. No, but that's your experience, right? You knew your place because they kept you in your place, and we know by your time. Now, for real, all right. And nobody never took me out with a switch and you got hit me from the rear like that. You know, ain't nobody ever do that. But I did get the belt and I did get the iron hanger, whether they like to remember it or not. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I do remember those bruises. Yeah. So it's like,
just invalidating. I can see where it was going. That's like, unfortunate, man, because I think that we see that happen a lot.
It was a great interview.
See that happen a lot.
I still want to give the conversation love.
You know,
that's what I don't see us do.
You know,
we struggle with conversation, ALBY. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. It's never gonna be this like so nice and loving with us. Where one day we're gonna be on this and we're gonna disagree. But is that like those moments that make this experience magical, because that's why we have conflict.
Well, did it end that way? Do you think that they end up? Well, I'm saying
no. They ended up well because Amanda was you gotta watch it, bro. Amanda was like, even when it didn't go, I saw the moment where it didn't go where she was trying to tell him about, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the beginning, she just was like, okay, all right, you know, she just was like, and so he was just there like, so Amanda, let's get into your acting career. On to my next note. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, that's the, you see, you're lost in your new role here.
Well, because
You
she
know,
didn't fight
onto my
him,
next-
so she didn't fight him a lot of times. Yeah, she didn't give in
She
to like a lot of
definitely made
debate.
it. Yeah, she get. Yeah, for what?
Okay.
Because that's the thing. If I argue with you while you're invalidating me, I'm just validating that your opinion even should exist and is even here. I'm gonna tell you once. I'm gonna tell you maybe again. I remind you how I told you once, and how I'm not gonna want to tell you thrice. And then once it gets to there, I have every right to disengage. And we're not gonna talk about this again. You know what I mean? And you're gonna know exactly what it was, because you're gonna have to figure out when's the last time I heard that person speak to me.
Yeah.
And good luck on that. You know what I mean? Because
that. So she hit him with that energy.
Hell yeah. That's what I just gave you my own words of how that should make sense to me. Because think about it. People in that position don't want to reflect.
Well, that's why I was hoping. I would hope
it
it ends there, though. You know, like, because what comes up for me
no, it
is
ended well. It ended
like,
well.
Would Shay know that he's doing that to his female guest? Because would he know
She
that
told
he's
him.
She told him, but does he?
But
you know what I'm saying?
Does he?
Right.
No, you're right. And actually,
like, is there a place of understanding? And I would hope he understands it. You know what I'm saying?
Love to that.
But I mean, chances are,
you should watch it,
because he doesn't have to.
Man, you watch it, and then the next one we get your opinion on if you think he did or not. Because I think you have something there where it doesn't feel. It's true. It didn't quite feel. But I got something more to finish. You know what I'm saying? I got 30 more minutes. Yeah, so
hopefully.
The story continues.
The story continues, man. All right, man. So, in closing, I know we said we're gonna close this out always like ways we want to continue challenging ourselves this week. Is there any and break out of stereotypes, and also continue to break stereotypes of what the negative ones, at least, of what manhood is, and kind of prop up more positive aspects of masculinity? Is there's something you can think of for the next time we link up, or just for the week? Think about it weekly. Cause
do you have something? It might take me a little bit. I don't know.
We might link up again later this week. So really thinking about for the following week. Yeah. Now for me, I think what I want to continue challenging is definitely, I think what's coming up for me is the minimization of, like, I think how the harm we can potentially cause women. So what I say to that is in terms of what I'm seeing. Again, I work with young men now, so why that is more important to me right now, especially career wise, because I still see that, unfortunately, a lot in the young men. You know, I don't think they're grasping their ways their behavior negatively impacts the girls around them, even if the girls laugh about it or chuckle. You know, I think I don't know that they fully understand, you know, how their behaviors are.
Why do you think the girls laugh and chuckle?
Well, because they're uncomfortable, or it's like, you know, like, it's like, I want to tell you to stop, but, like, you know, socially, I was told to accept this. This is just how boys are, I guess.
Right. So they're like forced. You see them forcing themselves into the situation sometimes.
Not in front of me that I've seen, but they definitely, like, for example, as simple as a girl could be like, yo, stop, and they'll still go. And
You're talking about 18-year-olds?
Yeah, I've seen it 16, 17, 18. Yeah, right now it's 17, 18, but I've seen it. They were doing this since they were 14, 15. So or at least not that they were doing it. I mean, because I didn't see them at that time, but I see it now, and all the high schoolers. Like, again, it's just, and I could see how in their eyes it's not harmful. I'm just doing this.
Yeah, they don't know it yet.
I'm not like punching you. I'm just doing this. But it's like, yo, she don't even want you to do that. Like, I know it's harmless, but she don't even want you to do that. She said stop 3 times. You know. But again, I think there's this that kind of, like, dynamic still exists. And anyway, I do know that comes from a lot of times the I think the stuff they're consuming. So for me, how I think I can challenge that is doing a better job of curating a better social media. So I gotta go through my list, because you know, I'm trying to use social media to stay up to date. Definitely with the stuff that, like, goes on with the students. Because if I'm not on social media, I'm not gonna know what they're talking about, and I don't like that. So I also stay on it to also know what's relevant. But I have to curate the space, man. I have to block shit. I have to block those videos, even if it shows your man, assaults his wife or whatever, or man, like I saw a video where a woman got rejected, and this dude like grabbed her and like threw her for rejecting his advances. Like I know it happens. I don't need to see more videos of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that kind of stuff is, but also without knowing it, it's this reminder that like, again, men could do this to women, and men are stronger than women, and at any time we could just have our way with them. So I think it feeds into this very negative, like, yo, we could do this. And I think if this is what the boys are consuming, then again, of course, it's like, and then she's gonna be like, well, that's how boys are. Cause why? Cause she's also saying the same thing.
Annoying. No, that'd be annoying.
Right, but she sees the same thing on her timeline, so she sees the same thing. So she's thinking, well, yeah, that's how boys are. They just play to. So for me, again, I want to challenge that outwardly, definitely in my career, which I do, but I want to continue challenging it because. In many ways, just reminding men about communication, about using their words, using their emotion, also respecting boundaries and consent. I mean, it's that simple. Like, anybody says no the first time, they shouldn't have to say no too many times. So, and for me, I would challenge it by curating a better social media, blocking, again, negative stuff. I mean, man, if I tell you how much porn I was blocking, bro, like, that shit is getting crazy on Twitter. Like, it's really nuts, man. So many sexual images, or just women in sexual.
The pop-ups already they be
or
so
women
like,
in sexual images, and it's like
crazy.
I
always
that's poison, dogs. You know what I mean? Like whether I'm conscious about like, oh well, I know, like, I have respect for women who are like, because this is like, I don't like any sex worker or any, like, I have respect for that. I'm just saying for me in general, since I'm trying to move out this space, I don't need to see these images again constantly being feeded to me. Like, so I gotta do a better job of just like a block. I see something block. Like, I just want to see good stuff and my hip hop, my production, my.
It's
stuff
hard to block it. I gotta tell you, bro. Block that. I just learned how to exit out. And it's like, I gotta tell you this.
There's a way to stop those pop-ups.
Challenge to feel challenged is is something a part of like this. I love about this humanity. Like, I'm not learning that it's not like you running from yourself. Like, when every time that shit is a challenge and it keeps popping up. Like, that's just another moment of rise to the challenge. Of course we don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to. So, like, I have a challenge for you with that situation where if he's poking her and is she allowed to then physically assault him? Because I know a couple men that have been abused by women where they never hit the woman. There was never a situation where that was even alive in the in their relationship. So there'd be a difference. Sometimes I'm really curious about, like, you see, that's why I asked you about age, 18. You know what I mean? Like, that particular instance was 18. Those kids, like, that kid poking her is just. I had a friend. And she's a female, who I would be that way. I would be that harsh on men, and then she reminded me of like the age. And not even just men, even women. I would think to myself, to be transparent, to be like, you expect a lot of your sibling. So it'd be my siblings. And then she reminded me, and with love, bro, it was just, don't forget their age. I think remind what you were like at that age. You know what I'm saying? If you knew everything that you should know. You know what I mean? So let's not, like, sometimes what I would challenge for that is to make sure that we don't end up vilifying, our own gender quite yet, because we have to make sure that they feel that they have a place to talk to us, because to already chalk them up to what they're doing is going to bring pride and ego already, because that is just that is part of the poison, where you're challenging me.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, like, if they were doing that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, they need to learn boundaries. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's the main part.
They need to do that. However, sometimes they also,
like, I've seen it,
we got to make sure that we speak to them.
I've had to tell them.
I know. I'm saying,
like, yo, bro, she told you to stop, bro.
I know that it's important to speak to them with grace. And
it's kind of hard, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. I know.
It's kind of hard.
I know.
So what I did do
I know.
is to let you know, is like, I'll talk to them on the side. Like, initially,
kind of hard. It's hard.
In the moment, it's like, yo, she told you to stop, bro. Like, chill. And then when she leaves, it's like, yo, can I talk to you again? Like, earlier, I know I called you out, but it's just like dogs, And then I've had conversations with the young men. Like, I pull them to the side because I am conscious of that. Like, I don't want to come across as like this. I'm shunning you,
Right.
like, because I know then you're gonna just run into your little shame ball, and it's like, nah, I do want you to feel ashamed for that, because like you should know better.
But you shouldn't.
You
That's
should.
what I challenge you with.
They should.
No, they're gonna shame themselves.
Because we knew, bro.
They're
like,
gonna
I
shame
wasn't
themselves.
Like that,
you don't. You don't
like,
have to put the shame on them.
And so,
shame is your own monster.
No,
that's what I'm trying to get you to see.
No, but we could shame people. So what?
I disagree.
What I want him, you can. Like what I mean is
they
like,
already they're
like,
already gonna feel shame
like,
because you just call it putting light. You just call light to them in the dark. They didn't expect you to do that. But people always give the raccoon the look. So that they could look vicious.
But if she already telling him stop in an aggressive way, shouldn't that have called him his attention?
Depends if it was aggressive. You said that they were giggling and laughing.
In a specific instance, I know there's one girl who like was like. The other instance, he was like trying to tickle her.
You know,
and she was like, "Yo, stop, nigga, fuck, damn."
But still, she still sounds annoyed. And again, they are annoying because you're talking about 18-year-olds.
Nah, that I can't. They're old enough, bro. Old enough to know. Like, is that my dad leave?
I don't know. You're gonna let them know. Oh, yo, love to y'all, man. We're gonna take a little short break real quick with this because we got somebody ringing the bell. Look, is this locked?
Yeah.
Love y'all. Shout out to Evie Little Sweets. Shout out to Evie Little Sweets. I had to take a break because we noticed we had cookies. It's a sweet moment. Sweet moment indeed.
No pun intended.
We were talking about shame.
Yeah. Well, you brought up. We were talking about the kid and the kid doing that, right? Well, because the last thing was ending on was what we were trying to challenge. And so I was saying challenging that the just the behavior, bro, because it you know, it's something that I was already doing for years in a way. So it's like just getting back to it, and figuring out ways to do it. Because I was saying that like shaming in a way works because it's like I do think that there's a way to shame people to push them to like not engage in another behavior. You get what I'm saying? Like the same way, for example, which still exists, bro.
Yeah, it was a tactic for sure for us.
Even now in high school,
like
but even in high school, like for example, right? Kids get shamed for what they wear. So now they come in and they learned, yo, you don't wear your sneakers like that because you got your ass cut. So they come the next day. What do they wear the sneakers the same way? No, bro. They tie them up and now they're like, yo, because that shit was. So there's a way to kind of like shame people.
There's an issue with that duality where I can see the good in what you're saying.
Like, or if I tell you, like, bro, what's up, man? You haven't got it. Jose with the shape up.
Yeah, but
I got my shape up though.
But look, I was gonna end up going bald when I look my best. So did it matter?
You got a fresh shape up right now. That's what I'm saying, bro. So there's a way.
I'm gonna end up being like, I'm gonna go just take off the whole thing.
I think there's room for both, right? To like, for example, bro, it's the same thing as like when we see stuff happening in the train, how everybody kind of like. But imagine if as a society we all like, yo, that's not cool.
Understood. See, that's different.
My fault. You're right. I didn't.
That's different because see, bro, you were saying that nobody was. But the woman was she has to be standing up for herself. But that's what but that's what you were saying. That's what you were saying.
No.
And the scenario was that
all I'm saying is that they OD and however if she's saying stop too many times, they should know better.
Exactly. And then there's an issue if she isn't being listened to and everybody's ignoring it.
Even if she's quiet,
for sure.
So
shame on that.
I'm saying both of them. But both conversations are the same. Two sides of the same
I think you're right.
Just because she's loud or just because she's quiet. Because it's not even about a she. Is them. Period.
The person, right?
I try to always remind them, and that's another thing I have done though, is to always attach it to like, not just for girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do this to boys either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because these are the ways you also cross boundaries with boys.
Right.
And I don't think you should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always tying it back to like, it's not even about a gender thing. That's a new thing that I've added. But
love.
I do. It's like I think there's room for again. Like
that's what I was getting at. So let's not forget to treat them like the spirit that they are. Where it's like when I start like identifying their wrongs and start treating them like, You know, I feel like there's something that
easy,
I feel like I just lose the youth when they get to be seen. They're seen. I've seen it. They're seen as monsters.
They don't like to be talking
down to. Of course, but that's a terrible. Think about how that feels. My thing was like, look, they cut ass on my shoes because I'm gonna go ahead, bro. I'm wearing whatever the fuck I want, and I'm wearing whatever looks good. So when I think it looks good and you think that it looks weird, where are you? Why would I even like conform to what you're saying? There is no truth to my identity in that. Right. You know what I mean? So I say like, let's watch how we. You know, like let's make sure, let's just be careful in such a sensitive area because the spirit is going to be sensitive to go ahead and make that issue. So they're sensitive too, even though they're being rough. We got to be sensitive to make sure that we're not putting these little kids, these boys, these young men in positions where fear could work against you. That shame could work against you. You might have good intentions, but it was not made for you to use that way. It's the same way with that physical violence. They had good intentions to get us to act right, but it may not work the way you think because that was not what God gave you to do. You know what I'm saying? A hug would have went a farther way than all of that. But now, because you don't believe in them, you don't believe that that tactic is what they deserve and what they need because they're showing you the opposite. Remember, they're not showing you themselves. But you're going to say that that's not going to work and that's naive. You know what I mean? That's like the whole nonviolence movement. But of course, some people got hurt before it actually worked. And we're not there no more where you're saying that you're right. These kids are taught violence a lot. You know? But it's nothing new. Sex, drugs, violence. It's nothing new. You know what I mean? So I just think it's very sensitive, us as men. Like, you're right when you said it's hard. It's very hard. Because it's very hard because
just to be gentle because they're not doing something gentle.
If we don't do them and shake them up, then that's what it feels like. If I don't shake you the fuck up, I'm thinking that you think that you a fucking man if you're gonna go ahead and shake this shorty up. You know what I mean? That's what I get it.
Yeah, like not fighting violence with violence necessarily.
I get it, but you know, we're gonna kill each other, and we're gonna leave these mothers without fathers.
Well, you know that's definitely
these babies
something
without fathers and these mothers without partners. That's what ends up happening here. And they're already going through that when you're not around. So I'm saying, so like when you're talking to men that are not around with their families, now if they start getting aggressive with you, they're really not even going to be around to even have a future to be with their families. Because we're going to be fucking with you know what I'm saying? I've just seen that type of shit where it's not to say nothing's right or wrong. It's just say that, I see the struggle where it's like, this conversation would go so much easier if you weren't fighting alone. You know what I mean? If the men, like you said, had some kind of awareness to their themselves and held themselves accountable for like this bad situation didn't just happen because this person came out in their fucking business. Don't you see what you're doing in public? Not even fuck public. Don't you see what you're just doing? You think your shorty's just going through this and she's not talking to somebody else? You know what I mean? Like, don't you see what you're doing? It would go a lot easier if you weren't alone. I hear you. So you want to shame them so they can see themselves. I just think it's tricky. But love to you, bro, because that's why we here. That's why we here, because, shoot, we got to balance it out. It's like you said, two sides of the same coin. Up to that. So, hold on. Yeah, are you about to put the crowd? I thought you were about to hook that, turn that shit off. I said, wait, bro, wait.
No.
He said, well, I'm ready to close it off. I'm tired.
No, what's up?
I fuck with you.
What's the problem?
Love, man. Love. Yeah. Hey, let's get one more of those pounds with that cross screen. Let's get it right here. Hey. Connections, love. We live in the studio.